Stand the time.
And the one behind you on your right is the one that's on the screen that everybody else sees.
All right, we'll go a little bit.
There you go.
A little bit. You can see.
Okay.
Okay, good morning. So about 3 weeks ago, my daughter called up and she said she was going to Africa. And I thought, well, she needed Nancy to watch the children. And I didn't want to watch the children, so I decided to go to Benny with her. So I got my visa and applied, and there weren't too many people going. So, wow. Got my yellow fever shot and packed up, and we went. The project, I didn't even know what it was, but it was a mission trip, and it was about Wycliffe, Bible translator. For many years, Nancy and I have been contributing to Wycliffe just because we believe in spreading the gospel, translating the Bible in every language. But I really didn't know how it worked. We just knew that it was a good thing to do. So now we're going to go to Africa, this country that is right here. It's in the Horn of Africa. Africa keeps going down, and it's a country that goes straight up, very narrow and high, with north and south. And our church has been as committed to fund Bible translation for this country, and so the purpose of our trip was to go and visit and see what they're doing. And so we had a Wycliffe representative that came with us, who was familiar. And we went to their headquarters in Benin to meet the executive director and all the teams that they have, about a staff of 40 to 50 people that work in this building. But they have satellite offices throughout the country that we also visited. We were pleasantly surprised, didn't expect it, that there was an office dedicated to working to translate the Bible for the deaf in Benin. And we met the staff there, and they were very joyous, excited that we could also sign. Grace and I. Grace is going to come down and talk for a little bit. And we then later on visited a school for the deaf and asked lots of questions. They had some challenges in Benin. Right.
For example.
Benin is not as advanced as we are here in the United States as far as reaching as far as giving deaf people assistance. They provide translation in the hospitals like we do here, but outside of the hospital, things can be different. They're much more on their own. It's hard to find interpreters. There are not many. But the same percentage of deaf people that we have here in America are also there. things are no different. So, looking at some other pictures here. Or do you have any questions?
How many deaf people go for the
When he said, I'm sorry. Reminder, this was not a deaf mission trip. This was a bonus that we added
Yeah.
to the hearing trip. So we don't have a lot of research on the deaf in the movie.
It was an unexpected surprise, really. Didn't even know that.
Again, same.
Do they teach in French sign language?
Benin has a sign language that's very similar to our, about 40 to 50% of the signs. I was able to communicate without any problem. They understood me, they understood Grace, they understood Nancy, who did a WhatsApp video call. Right? They understood you.
Yeah, well, they were using AFL. We're using AFL, that's why.
And so again, reminder to all, this is not, we don't have a lot of research on deaf specific things. They went for another reason and they were blessed to have contact with deaf there. So we'll have to ask the internet all the questions, those questions for the internet. But another thing I do know, Alex, I'll interrupt last time, is that it is very possible that it is ASL that is spoken, because the way it works is if the US was an important part of their education, they will use ASL. So it depends on who's helping them. So if they receive educational assistance, then it's likely it was ASL. Most of Africa is heavily influenced with ASL because that's where the education assistance comes from. But that's just a general thing, not a.
Okay, so Wycliffe works on Bible translation. And what you have to know is that someone determines what qualifies as a language. There are many dialects, so those don't necessarily count as a language itself. There has to be a number of population, some qualification to determine what is and what isn't an official language and whether it's something that they want to take on to translate. So Benin in 1895 was taken over by the French. So the French language was adapted. And they started to lose use of the African language that they were using at the time. In 1958, when I was born, that's how I remember it, Benin was no longer under the French. But they continued to speak French because for many years they were, changed that way. But there were still a lot of villages and a lot of people that spoke their native language. And, so about 20, 25 years ago, when Wycliffe started to work with the people, translating the Bible into their original language, or what we call their heart language, is a way for us to both translate the Bible into their language, but also to reach the unsaved who may not be interested in the Bible, but because we're using the translation into their language, they take an interest. So we use, or Wycliffe uses, a lot of people, and oftentimes they're not Christians. They're just experts in that language. And in the process of doing the translation, they find Christ. So we went to some villages where we had completed the New Testament. And the people were so excited, they were wanting to buy the books and spread them throughout the community. Wycliffe has a print shop in their headquarters, and they print different books as they work on them and distribute them. But in this picture, it's a visit to the deaf school. Education, formation, integration of the deaf. CETUS is an organization. And this is where they have church outside. And this is our group. And this is the entrance. One of the shirts with their sign. Did we have other pictures?
Next is the videos.
Is it? There's a video there. So this is a video or a picture of someone that is signing. They're translating the Bible from the written to a video form so that deaf can go online and have the Bible.
So this is happening.
So there is another avatar. So this they are looking at the human social collection, taking showing image algorithm just change
They were very excited to see us. Let's see. So when they sometimes when they translate the Bible, there's no written language. So they go into the villages and learn by listening to the songs that they do, and they start by translating the Bible into song, into songs that they can relate to. And after they are able to translate it into music, some of the scriptures, they then start to work on the written language. And that's the process that Wycliffe uses. They engage the community. In fact, we actually met with some small communities that were just starting the process. And the mayor showed up, the king of the village came, lots of children, and we had a cultural event where they were dancing and singing, and then we discussed with them during this trip what our intention was, to bring the Bible to them in their language. And the reception was very, very positive. They were very open to helping us. Now, at this point, Wycliffe helps to select people, their local churches in that community that recommend people that are skilled in that language to assist. But in the end, the process starts and the translation starts in each of these communities. We met with the king of one particular community, who donated an entire 3-story building to Wycliffe for us to use, to put staff in there. And they had a huge yard, and we were thinking that we could reach out to the children in the community, maybe set up a daycare center to help start to teach the children. Do Bible translation, just many different ideas that for the use of this building. That community is very excited to have the Bible translation right there, pretty much on his grounds. The building is attached to his little kingdom thing, whatever you call it.
But you want to say he's not a Christian, right?
No, he's not a Christian.
Not a Christian.
Very
But he's still excited
Yeah.
to have the Bible translated, but he's, one thing he's voodoo.
Yeah, it was
So his throne was surrounded by heads and idols, the voodoo.
So our pastor, when he was there, not before the king, but in the local churches, his sermon had to do with the parable of the sower. And we thought that was a good sermon. Because he talked about, how you could explain it.
I'm
You
interested
see,
in that.
how we have four types of soils, and some people are more receptive, some people are not receptive. But it's our duty as missionaries to go out there and sow. Because we don't know what type of, the ground represents the people. We don't know what type of people we're sowing. I can tell you that during my trip, I sowed some seeds. I developed some relationships. Right across the street from my hotel, there were several shops. And I ran into them. And I talked to them. And I met some Muslim people that were very open to the gospel. I met this one young man who is now a Christian, but had abandoned the Muslim religion. And we went out to dinner, and just developed a friendship. And he was very, very appreciative. And we are now in touch. And a day later, I met his brother, who was Muslim, a dedicated Muslim. And then the next day, I met another brother who I learned is a Christian, and excited that I was talking to his brother about Christianity. But this young man that I was witnessing to while I was there decided that he will attend the local church, the local Christian church. And his brother, who's a Christian, will go with him. As it turns out, they go to an Assembly of God church. There are also Baptist churches there. There are a lot of churches. People are open to the gospel. It's a very poor country. Half of the population is in poverty. And the middle class, you would consider poor. Cost of living is low, the wages are low, but they're struggling because food is expensive there.
That's it. I'm assuming since you are going to communicate that with most of the people speak English.
Many people speak English, but the majority speak just French or their African language.
So I guess that's the people that you were communicating with were mostly you were able to do it in English.
There were college students who had been studying English.
But you also, you can do a little French, and you can spoke a little French to some people.
I studied French for 5 years.
ASL, he, was good enough in ASL to communicate with that. But they know multiple sign languages, okay? So the one deaf lady knows ASL, they communicated with me, and whatever FSL or whatever it is, they know French sign language. And she said she knows English and she knows French and she can read Spanish. One deaf lady. So, and Grace just came in with Gideon. Welcome.
So we talk about the heart language. The heart language is the language that you grew up with, the one that's really familiar. For instance, I learned Italian before I learned to speak English. So when I read the language in Italian, when I read the Bible, I feel the Holy Spirit. I feel God speaking to me in a special way. Because the words in my original language just have much more meaning. I'm sure it's the same for all of you. If you're ASL fluent, and then somebody just gives you a Bible to read in English, it may not make as much sense, or it may not mean as much to you. And that's what we're doing with these people. We're reaching them with their language, which brings the gospel alive much more than it would if we just give them a Bible in French. Yes, they're educated in French, but their heart language is maybe something different that they grew up with.
They're saying that sometimes in a family, they might have one here, and the siblings have to bring everything here. So you can still have some students who are listening, and learning the science too.
Yeah.
So it's here. Yeah.
So
Okay, so now you want that here.
Yeah.
How old are the children that you see?
Elementary school children. Grace, did you want
Do
to
you
come
want
up
to
here?
come up and talk about the children or anything? Is it better if she sits there?
No, I can stand.
Well, for them.
I can stand in the middle, and you can just sit right here.
So, most of the children live there,
At the school.
at the school. But there's limited space. So some go back and forth from their home to school. And, they have to travel a really long distance. And some of them don't have transportation. And any way to get transportation. And so some kids are, no, it's many miles, many miles. So no, they cannot walk. But they go, so the children that don't have transportation, they cannot always go to school. So they are paying for support for their deaf school so that they can provide some transportation for the deaf children that want to be there. They want to be there. Yeah.
Like a moved in,
Like a school there.
go pick up the kids.
Oh, sorry.
All,
I think so.
pause for dinner.
Oh, pause, wait, introduce. Okay.
Oh,
My name is the deaf people there in Benin.
We learned it.
Benin, the deaf people in Benin gave me my sign name.
Nancy is
Nancy. Smile.
Grace, you're the old, are you the oldest? Yeah. So that's their oldest daughter. Grace. In case you've not met.
Wow.
Wow. Because she looks 20, right?
Everyone said that, they're like, what?
You could hide your age, great.
Oh, Alice, did you get it signed in too? No?
Because I already
But
have
Steve
one.
died, gave him one, it's like a fixed thing, so with an A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
This fixes
remember when
this.
Steve died this year,
Okay.
he gave him the name sign,
Yeah.
the A.
Yeah. Cool.
Ah.
Okay, so,
The children in Benin were so sweet. Oh, so nice. They were happy.
There's more pictures, can you show?
Yes.
Maybe.
This is Miss Jenny Porter.
Oh,
This is Scott.
The pastor is speaking English, and another man is interpreting in French.
He's the,
Scott
he's
is.
pretty cool.
I hear French.
something about the United States.
Yeah, they're from the United States.
Miss Grace Mulder.
Introducing all of
No, but the pastor Robert is speaking.
And
And then someone else speaks French, and then
Miss
they're.
Joan Gray.
I get off the.
Miss Jean. Mr. Alex.
Mr. Alex.
So,
And
a little bit.
Mrs. Knight. Alex and Grace are part of our deaf congregation at our church.
We expect you to start attending.
You're in. Gotta start showing up to stuff.
We have a ministry to deaf. A pastor. We have Bible studies. And we have worship every week for the deaf congregation. We are so thankful for your leadership.
Can you hear
Thank you for translating the Bible.
They're hearing.
Good, good for the next. Is that a video?
Yes.
Never seen different angle. Teacher and a translator.
Yeah.
Why? Wait, no, sorry.
Okay, go to the next one.
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all you sent me. But if you want, I can, Grace, I think I can get to your Facebook and pull up those pictures.
Oh,
So let me see.
yeah. I have one great, she has
Yeah, I enjoy them very much. Yes.
So it was supposed to be rainy, but it wasn't. It was really hot. And humid. I don't know how to describe humid. Humid.
Yeah.
But it only rained once while we were driving.
And it came down, so.
It's flooding, rain.
Wow.
Yeah, but thank God, thank God that he protected us from the weather.
There, yeah, only the main streets are paved. So
Very few of them.
very few and not well maintained. We drove mostly on dirt road. And there are automobiles and buses and all, but the majority of people travel by motorcycle. And you're pulling up, we saw motorcycles with as many as 4 or 5 people on one on each.
What day was it?
Your caption says day 3.
Okay, so that wouldn't be the, well, I have
It's about
a little bit of pictures
There we go.
on day 3, but of the death.
That's us in the company. Okay, so this is from the airplane.
But the death scroll, I think, is on day 7.
This one,
But we have time.
Oh, there.
so this is our travel.
That's a towel up there.
We went 5 hours out of the way because of the.
The war.
Oh, because the one.
Keep us safe, right?
We didn't want to go to Turkey.
Yeah, I think so.
But
So that's the group that.
Eating,
So that's the church, that's the group from the church, right?
Yeah.
we are, my dad and I.
Pastor Robert is there.
Mhm.
Does everyone know Zachary? They might not, Zachary in the front.
Zachary's the pastor. So assistant.
Yeah,
He was-
yes, yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That
So-
people.
Edith, and Celestia. I don't know.
On your right is the one that's on the live stream. The screen on your right.
The screen to your right,
The one in blue.
that people can see online.
So her and her brother, they both work for Wycliffe. Her driver, her brother was actually the driver. He picked us up from the airport, and he was when we were having trouble communicating. He started signing just maybe out of habit because he has a deaf sister. And I picked that up and I was like, you're not signing. And so we had a connection there. But they're so nice. Very kind people.
Oh, let's see, what is it?
So they carry a lot of things. on their head.
Everything on their head.
Yeah.
Everything.
And they balance it.
construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Construction.
Speaking of Christian. Oh,
She said we.
We-
I said, we, oh, she said, we. Yeah, in French.
have it now.
So they.
Oh. He's a deaf missionary. He works for Wycliffe to primarily reach the deaf community because there are so many of them, but they need Jesus.
And this, yeah, that's, these last two pictures, they had like a restaurant, so to speak, where they feed the
Like
missionary.
a cafe, or a little cafe.
It's outdoors.
Yeah, like an outdoor cafe.
Oh, that's good.
And that's the building. With her. There's a- So go back one and you can, and the third floor
Okay, anyway,
was just added on to this building.
some different colors.
Yeah. The third-
Yeah, I don't know if that'll work on this.
Huh?
I don't know if that'll work on this.
I thought I was the one doing it.
Maybe you were.
I don't know. It's okay, you're in church now.
That group,
So
when they did a video call with me on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
That's not common.
yeah,
Yes, yes, okay. And sepia.
there's a baby.
There is a baby.
Oh.
See the baby in the back?
See the baby, that,
Oh,
How do we go all this stuff?
No,
how do they don't fall off? How
Well,
do
it depends how they wear them.
And they often have two children between the adults on the motorcycle.
I've seen a family of 5 on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I've seen that, I saw that in Thailand.
Go to the next.
He wants to ask a question.
Oh, this question? It's interesting to see the internet was good there because the communication was, like, oh, when you're in America, right?
We call it Wi-Fi. We had a Wi-Fi hotspot. But they have internet.
I don't know the other 2 names, but that's Romaine in the purple.
He was one of the main people that helped.
He followed us everywhere we went and helped us. Okay, there's a dog.
Everywhere, they were everywhere.
Dog dogs. Not as many as I thought. But we did see them and they were so sweet. They're not people's pets. Nobody takes care of them. They just run around and eat wherever they can find the food. But you could always see their ribs every time.
It's just a fruit.
Okay,
store.
fruit store.
That's everywhere. You see these all over the
But they're not usually in the building. They're usually just on the outside.
outdoors. Yeah.
Under umbrellas.
Nancy, explain how the team was not allowed to.
Oh, yeah, so she's the one I say that the team could not eat anything, fresh, like,
Or
salad
anything that's
or
washed.
fruit that they use water to wash. Because they could not, they would become sick. So if you had like a banana, you could take the peel off, you could eat that, but like other things you couldn't.
Well, like the fruit salad that we had yesterday.
Yeah, like a
The
fruit
team was
salad.
told not to eat things like that.
Eat that. Yeah, it had to be, cooked or,
Everything?
for the water, it had to be boiled, to use the water, so.
Right next to the go playing.
A lot of plants.
These children, they work
So
sewing clothes,
Oh, sewing.
sewing clothes, and then they sell them. We saw them every day.
That.
Like he had a baby, a stool, and then a big plate, a bowl of bread, I think it was.
Couldn't do that,
That's crazy.
I
Oh, that's the sidewalk.
The sidewalk,
Holes in it.
you see the wall, you can fall in.
You fall.
Like, why do they have that?
Sometimes.
Sometimes
drain.
they'll cover them, but not always.
Is that like the drain?
It's a stormwater.
You have to watch where you're going.
Yeah.
No, no texting while you're walking.
And you can see they put all the children to work.
Mhm.
Nice to keep hearing that.
I know. I told my children,
Your children were there.
you need to work more.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh,
This lady, or,
That one.
They don't go to that work, they don't go to school.
yes,
But
but
go for a short time school and then work.
I think so. I think so.
so this lady works all day long for 12 to 16 hours.
Wow.
And people would bring their vegetables, and she puts them in this machine that's run by a generator and purees them into that bucket for about 50 cents each.
To make like tomato sauce.
It's kind of like a big blender.
It's like very loud.
Just start an engine with gasoline.
But that's how she makes her living.
And that's across from our hotel.
12, 15 hours.
Yeah, it's across from our hotel. We saw her all day long.
Mm,
Oh,
Is
they
that-
did my hair.
So she wanted her braids and a hair shop across the street. And I found a translator who helped communicate what she wanted. And these three people and the translator were with us for almost 2 hours. And they only charged about $3.55 to do her hair.
Paying to translate. He wasn't even a translator,
But we paid them something.
but he was very nice.
They were all there.
Did it hurt?
Oh, I was surprised. They were very gentle. Gentle, very gentle.
They'd never
But
done
it-
white people's hair.
Yeah, they had never done a white person before. They're like, it doesn't feel the same.
They said your hair is too soft. It's too
Oh,
soft. Yeah,
so
So they had to use,
fake hair.
oh, they used fake hair?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they added
used fake hair.
Yeah.
and added it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the chicken. Those chickens are all over the place. Police with an automatic weapon.
Yeah, we were there during an election, so that the sign that was in the background was the one guy that was running.
Oh, the one man, there was one man running, okay.
No, there was another guy who we never saw any pictures of him.
That's the vice president running.
That's the vice president.
So this is the city on the water, I think, right?
I don't think yet. No, that's not yet. Just ladies that wanted their pictures.
They worked at the-
They work at a hair. Yeah. I'm signing with the deaf people there, and we sang Amazing Grace.
Oh, yeah, that's what you were doing.
And Jesus loves.
You know, that end of.
Oh, that's the end of the day.
That's the
First
first
days.
first 3 days. Okay, when we have like, what, 8 more minutes?
Yeah.
still, So
Do you want to stick to those, 7 and 8?
day
That's where-
7 and 8.
Oh, wait.
Are they her best friend?
No, sorry, it's 6 and 7.
6 and 7, day 6 and 7.
I think that that's.
Yeah, you can just like, go through them and not say something about all of them.
Yeah.
Just, you can just watch.
That's Raul. That's Inception, Raul.
Oh, the brother of.
Oh, where they have speed bumps of traffic, people
Where?
will come up, and so,
Yeah,
like this, Brad.
Oh, that's Brad.
they're very pushy.
The other one, so.
Oh, this is.
They make sacrifices.
This one, yeah.
They make sacrifices, of animals and pour the blood around that tree. They make the sacrifices to the python, a snake.
Maybe there's pictures of the python.
They
Yeah, that's what
they
they-
worship the python.
Yeah, show the
Oh,
snakes.
you don't have.
Well, I do. That was outside the building. There,
She told me one.
two,
Oh,
two snakes. No,
Oh, yeah.
no.
I have
Darling.
one snake at home.
Same.
So I liked it. I think there's more pictures. Yeah.
Not cute, not beautiful.
Romaine, he did not want to touch the snakes, but he took our picture with me.
It's a lot of snakes.
42 snakes in that room.
And they were in the room.
But not in a box. not-
No, there's
Be one. I mean, they were.
42. Why?
The ocean.
It's new, no, this is the temple, right? It's the
Temple of Python.
They were in church, where they worship them.
Oh, slave ship.
Oh, that's a slave ship,
Oh.
like to remember from before when they would bring the
It
slaves.
was a picture of the
ice cream. Oh,
What's the ice cream man?
that's the ice cream man.
I think, oh, that's the gate where they
That's
sold,
the gate where
they sold the slave.
The representative.
Oh.
We had lunch
Lunch
on
at the
the.
beach.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, and the servants,
How about that one?
the waiters and the servants,
they're so
we gave them our
hungry.
leftovers.
They're so hungry.
All the food that we left behind, it was shared with some of the people that walked around.
Because she asked, she's like, are you finished with that food? And I gave it to her. Before the waiter, she didn't want the waiter to see.
She was one of the vendors. That's 100-foot tall.
Amazon lady.
Oh, this is.
this is funny, go ahead. The king-
He's dressed
Like
like the king.
Yeah, you should show the king before we have to go.
The cowtail blesses. He blesses with the tail. He's sewing shoes.
the market.
Oh, refrigerator on the back of it.
Oh, that was our.
Oh, the cafe.
Everything.
Oh, Sunday school. That's Sunday school. Sunday school.
Question, have you seen any animals like giraffes or anything or any animals? We never saw.
So cows.
How it been?
We're in the city.
In the city.
We didn't see, we saw a herd of cows.
But actually, out of the city, the other
I think the most unusual animal we saw was a guinea hen.
I think he's thinking of a different part.
Yeah, he's thinking about different,
Part of Africa.
you wanna see they can watch? Are they dancing? Are they?
Crazy.
No, this is
It's
true.
ridiculous. Say yes. Say
And there's Pastor Robert, and there's Zachary, and it says.
Oh.
They have a rule, there,
In this one church.
you're not allowed to use your cell phone for the Bible.
Right.
They will take away your cell phone and give you a Bible.
Wow.
Well, I kind of understand because then the people could be distracted if they're
Oh, yeah.
not really looking at the Bible.
Under the pew.
Because the service. is
Oh, they
long,
dance,
right?
they're dancing.
Yeah.
The service- Later, me with the pastor's daughter.
She spoke 3 languages.
Oh, look at the instruments. The percussion. These boards.
Those are shells in a water.
In water, isn't it? Okay.
Fishing.
What do they?
This is the city, floating
City,
city.
city, there was a floating city, all on
Water
water.
going, you'll see.
How to in the water.
Yeah, see, that's a house. That's a
No,
house.
no,
Well, that's a watch boat.
Oh, no, that's a watch post. You walk
There.
That's a house.
They live like that.
And don't they have to take a canoe to get water?
Yeah.
But it's not in the middle of the water, it's like
Well,
close to the end,
No,
oh, way out.
yeah.
Yeah.
They did it hundreds of years ago
you kept it up.
to escape the war.
Well, the water.
It's children.
Oh, no, they
Oh,
can.
That's
That's
the
their
church.
church.
It's
They-
a little piece of land.
A small piece of land. And they built this big church. They're getting the Bible in December in their home language, in their heart language.
Any last one thing I'm sure before we.
I think these are pictures of the deaf school. I forgot which day. I think that must be the last day.
Yeah, but I should.
But I have a lot more pictures.
Oh, there's the thing. There's Facebook.
Oh, yes.
Because
They were all signing, that's the soccer field. That's a deaf interpreter. And translator. Yeah, I think that was. Oh, you see the goats?
Oh.
These are
five.
five
Can you zoom in?
goats.
Oh, my God.
The next picture.
On top of the car?
On top of the.
No, not the picture before.
The
No,
next
after that. Yeah.
They're alive.
They lift up the head and look at
Actually, I think it's funny.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Nancy, Alex, will you close in prayer? Move.
it doesn't matter.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the special time that we can share the good news with people from all over the world. We pray that you go with us today and that you keep the fire going in our hearts for the gospel, that we may continue through this day thinking of you and thinking of how we can change the world for you and how we can change our hearts to be closer to you. We thank you for David, we thank you for the mission team, and we thank you for our church for making everything possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good talk.
Thank you for the good work.
You're welcome.
Hey, that was great.